Good happy Friday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Friday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, one killed in crash that shut down Route 12 in Westmoreland. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Walmart, America's largest, is hiring. Earn $23.55 to $28.10 per hour, plus benefits. Working at Walmart's Raymond Distribution Center. 50 full-time positions available. Apply today online or text DC to 240-240. Walk-ins welcomed.
And we begin now with breaking news. We have new details just in on a deadly crash in Westmoreland. This is a photo from the scene sent in by New Hampshire State Police. Route 12 is closed from South Village Road to Goodrun Crossroad. State Police say the closure will likely last for a few more hours. A detour is in place, and of course we will bring you the very latest on this as soon as it comes in.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Survivors of Randolph motorcycle crash say they're still coming to terms with trial verdict. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell saying a federal abortion ban is possible.
Access to care here could be threatened.
Don Bolduc, Chuck Morse, and Kevin Smith would all vote for a nationwide abortion ban. Don't let them make abortion illegal in New Hampshire.
It was just anxiety.
A little nervous, honestly. I think the emotions really started hitting then.
Don Brindley and Manny Ribeiro remember when they received word that the jury in the Vladimir Zakovsky trial reached a verdict. They made their way back to the courthouse unsure of the outcome.
I just had a feeling in my stomach that, we're going to get something out of it. Maybe not the max, but we were going to get something.
It took the jury under 3 hours to find Zakovsky not guilty on all 15 charges he faced.
Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. We were just in shock. I think we're in total shock.
I thought I was in another nightmare again. It all came back to me.
Brindley and Ribeiro say they respect the work of prosecutors, but they wish the state had called more witnesses, including Ribeiro himself, who was driving right behind the lead motorcycle before the accident. He was sequestered, but never called at trial.
Without my piece of the puzzle, I feel like, again, would it have helped Tim? I don't know, but, certainly in my mind, it would have helped.
But with the trial now over, Brindley and Ribeiro say it's important to remember the 7 lives lost that June night.
They were good people, all of them, including Al. They were all good people. We lost 7 good people that day.
I'll always remember them. And I hope everybody else does, because they were good people. They were really good people.
Brindley and Ribeiro say that this trial really has been hanging over them and this case for 3 years. But tonight they say they begin a new chapter as they now try to move on and heal. Reporting live, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Detectives may shift focus of questioning as search for missing girl, now homicide investigation. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
If you're a contractor, Beltate's Building Supply wants to be your first choice for lumber and building products. Our contractor sales team can expedite orders for timely delivery right to your job site with our huge 50-vehicle delivery fleet.
Visit us at beltates.com or any of our 9 locations. Experts say finding the remains of missing Harmony Montgomery would make it easier for prosecutors to prove their case. Still,
if they have that evidence and they have corroborating witness testimony, then it certainly is possible still to proceed with a prosecution for murder.
Former county attorney Patricia LaFrance of the Black Law Group says there are two kinds of evidence: nuclear, such as blood, and mitochondrial, such as a hair follicle. Officials haven't told us exactly what they've found or from where. All they say is they've discovered enough biological evidence to believe Harmony was killed, along with other information from multiple sources.
I would anticipate the same amount of effort went into finding Harmony alive as will be going forward and proceeding with an investigation into her death.
LaFrance says detectives may now shift the focus of their questioning.
It wasn't that it was, totally shocking, unexpected, big surprise. It was the finality of the actual press conference and the emotions involved.
Now, community members like Regina Carr, who organized searches for Harmony in the past, say they're devastated. But Carr says she'll continue to show support.
Continue to show up for the court cases to make sure Harmony is well represented, and they, the people in the court understand that there are those of us in the community that are very vested in finding out, making sure she gets justice.
A 24-hour tip line is still open for anyone that has information about Harmony. That number is 603-203-6060. There is a $150,000 reward for information leading to Harmony's remains. Live in Manchester, Grace Feinerman, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Zakovsky remains in ICE custody after not guilty verdicts in Randolph crash trial. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Hi, it's Happy Car from the New Car family of dealerships. Follow me around New England. We have 28 locations with over 1,700 used vehicles available right now. Don't worry, I'll do the running around. No matter where your next vehicle is located, I'll deliver from any store to your door for free. Don't forget, we buy all cars too. Any make, any model. Plus, get paid on the spot up to $500 more at any location. Because everyone loves a new car.
Well, Marissa, Steve, following his acquittal on all charges related to that crash, Vladimir Zakovsky was held on a detainer issued by the Department of Homeland Security. And right now, he's being held at this facility in Pennsylvania. Experts tell us there's no real reason for that. It was just a facility that had some open space. So what comes next for Zakovsky, who holds a legal green card but is not a U.S. citizen and who also has prior convictions on his record? Well, an immigration court will decide whether he is held in detention or if he's released on conditions. They will then decide whether or not he can be removed from the United States, and if so, under what conditions. But the first thing that needs to be addressed is if he qualifies for bail. If he does and is released, the case will go on a non-detained docket, which experts say could take years to resolve. If he remains in custody, he'll have hearings regularly until the cases are concluded. We're told that, too, could take some time.
Could be several years. And then, of course, if there's an adverse decision against the individual, they have the right to appeal to the Board of Immigration Appeals. Again, that would take some time also.
And Zakovsky has been in jail the past 3 years while the case moved through the court system. We've been given no timetable on when his immigration hearings will move forward. Live in studio, Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Economy shows critical clues it may be slowly slowly improving. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
For an American economy that's been beaten up by soaring inflation, there are critical clues this morning things may be slowly improving. Average gas prices dropped below $4 for the first time since March.
Yes, I really did see a big difference.
And the PPI, what producers pay for their goods, fell 0.5% last month, its first dip since 2020. Still, some say the real benchmark for progress is clear.
Prices will drop. It's real simple.
The Polinskis of Connecticut are taking their first vacation this year to Florida.
I think we both feel a little more comfortable with the way the economy's going.
And hope is on the horizon for businesses battling inflation.
What has this wave of inflation done to your menu?
Well, all the prices on our menu have gone up.
Brian Hershey is owner of Billy's Stone Crab Inc. in Hollywood, Florida. He's cautiously optimistic inflation will turn a corner and he can drop prices. Like the signature stone crab, now at $51 a pound.
What were they a year ago?
They were, about a year and a half ago, they were $28 a pound.
He says lower fuel bills help immensely, but it's part of a larger picture.
Labor costs are still very high. Packaging supplies are much higher than they were. Food costs is still very high, even though we are starting to see a little relief in that area.
Later today, the House will vote on the Inflation Reduction Act that's already cleared the Senate, which, among other things, will provide tax credits for cleaner homes and cars and ultimately cap Medicare drug costs, although not anytime soon.
Let's be clear, the Medicare pricing provision negotiating prices for 10 drugs doesn't kick in until the year 2026 and then expand to 15 drugs in 2027.
But many Americans are looking for help now.
This has felt like a tidal wave.
Tidal wave. A huge tidal wave. And it needs to stop.
And another reason to be bullish, the inflation rate has remained the same month over month after massive increases. Savannah and Craig, perhaps indicative of the fact that rising costs may have finally peaked. However, beware, the cost of crude oil per barrel is up about $6 in the last few days. Could be signs that our progress on the gas front could be short-lived. Guys, back to you.
I hope not, Sam. Thank you very much.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. MBTA releases Orange Line Divisional plan ahead of the closure. Let's take a listen to that video from WCVB Boston.
Not feeling like yourself lately? Tufts Medicine shares how your gut could be the culprit, plus how sports injuries affect women differently. Now at WCVB.com/health.
The T just releasing this in the last hour or so, and we're told they won't be answering questions about it until Monday. Shuttle buses doing test runs along the Orange Line to gear up for the month-long shutdown. And now the T releasing what it calls a rider's guide for how to navigate the shutdown.
That's going to be real trouble for me and my roommates. We're not going to know how to get through the city.
The plan gives people an idea where they can or can't catch a shuttle bus or a van and where to take the commuter rail. The agency encouraging people to work from home during the shutdown.
It's kind of frustrating, actually.
Boston setting up a website telling riders about priority bus lanes, signage, and free blue bikes during the shutdown. In Melrose, the mayor trying to plan for traffic flow and public safety.
I think the real key to this is going to be, can they adapt on the fly when the actual reality of this thing hits?
He agrees the upgrades to the Orange Line need to be made, but he's not mincing words about how painful this will be.
Is this going to be a mess?
Yep. Let's not sugarcoat it, right? This is a disaster that has to be managed.
Now, the T is also warning that starting Monday, traffic congestion, that's going to be bad as crews start to make modifications to the roadway so that those shuttle buses can get through. We're live here in Boston. Sharman Sketty, WCVB News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. That did it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.